Welcome back, everybody. We are up to third time is the charm with Allen's 1650 and clutch. Guess we'll figure out what's going on, but it will not release once again like last time. Try to get this whipped out here quick before harvest gets here and other projects that seem to be piling up. Got to get the loader off. Fortunately, when it was in here and we put the Power Beyond on for easy removal, we put quick couplers here at the joystick control. I'll leave the cylinders on and the main part of the frame on. I'll just take the boom and the bucket off. So I just have to disconnect these two lines. That'll be easy. Take out pins here and there. I'll use the chain fall to hold it up, and then probably bring the forklift in to lift it up and move it out of the shop for now. But with it not having a working clutch, it's kind of, in the past we've tried to back out of it or whatever, but it'll just be more control this way. So I will get at it. Well, the fuel tank is pretty much full. Anyway, it's the way it always seems to be. So time to get the old shake weight out. We'll drain that out. Maybe someone will go in the 1655, the power washer, the fuel tank. We'll fill them back up when we're done. There were some guys that said they couldn't get this thing to prime up. I mean, just a little shake there. Don't buy the cheap one. That's all I can say. Gonna get this starter off because it's gonna have to come off when I pull the hydropower off anyways. Might as well get it out of the way now, make it a little easier to get to the engine motor mount bolt. Let's see. Get that grill off. Chain coupler is gonna have to come off because we bought Maybach's extended rear coupler that engages more splines on the shaft, but normally a 1650 you can just slide it enough to get the coupler off without having to take the chain off. But once you have that extended hub on there, it's game over. You gotta take the chain off. That's not gonna be too tough. I always start with this back one because it's the hardest to get to, and well, the other tool will hold the weight of the starter up, so you're only fighting a bolt and not the bolt and the weight of the starter if you leave it for last. Well, that one bolt's going to want to hang just a little bit, figures. There. All right, let's see if I can't get this coupler chain apart while I'm right here. That looks somewhat straight. Let's see if it's straight enough. Probably not. There, that straightened it up some. Yeah. Now, if everything was working right, I'd push the clutch in and turn it backwards just a little bit. That's not gonna happen, so we'll just let it freewheel around again. And pull it out. Oh, let's save these. Set them someplace good. I'm probably, you know, giving you a good view of the back of my hand. It's just like when we were kids. Do something wrong, you have to see the back side of the hand. Pull the master link out, let it flop around in there. We'll just roll this around. There goes the master link, and there goes the chain. Off is pretty easy. It's the on that's more of the challenge. I've got a video that's specifically on that. If you're searching for one, I know I'm getting a lot of videos, so just a little tip if you're looking for something on my channel, if you search, start with the words Lossey, L-O-S-E-Y, and Oliver, and then whatever you're looking for, PTO, 1550, clutch, it'll pretty much bring up all the ones I've made that pertain to those particular subjects. But if you start with Lossey Oliver, that'll kind of help YouTube narrow it down to my channel. You can probably put Oliver guy too. There's that Oliver guy that I think's a musician. So throwing a Lossey helps throw in, and I don't think there's any other Losseys making Oliver tractor videos. So just a pro tip, help you find stuff. If not, look, say something in the comments. I'll help try to help you point in the right direction. We need to get the power shaft out that goes up to the engine. Not too bad on these. This cover's got to come off, so that means PTO shield's got to come off. That part probably doesn't bother a lot of you guys because you don't have one. And then you drop parts, tools. It missed the oil pan. That's something else you want. This is a wet clutch, so you're gonna want some kind of catch basin underneath to catch the little bit of oil that's gonna be in there with the PTO clutch. Just turn your TV or phone or whatever. Oh, that one went in. Dang it. Probably the smart thing would be not to put your catch basin underneath until you're actually doing the part where you need it. The only reason those are 1/2-inch bolts for something as simple as a PTO shield, oh, you can go over here with your bolts, is they had a belt pulley attachment you could bolt on the back here to make these reverse compatible, I think is the modern term. And you got a hole here and here for a dowel pin to index it and keep everything lined up. And it slid right over the PTO shaft. And then you had 4 1/2-inch bolts to hold it on. Well, then you had some torque, so you needed a little more than just, 5/16 bolts that you might normally see on a PTO shield. All right, let's get these 4 off. And that's sealed up with an O-ring. It's not gonna come flying off. And oh look, the battery on my light's getting low. It looks like there's enough light to do what we're gonna do. Now we put our catch basin back underneath to catch all the excitement. I brought a crowbar. A screwdriver will usually do it. It's not much, just the resistance of the O-ring. It's almost out. There's the oil. There's the PTO clutch. This is gear lube from the rear end. It uses pressure from the transmission lube pump to lubricate this wet clutch for the PTO. That's why there's oil up here. There are drain holes, but it doesn't drain it 100% because you want a little bit of oil in there to lubricate everything. So it's just deep enough for the drum to catch. Hopefully you're seeing that, yeah. Just deep enough level for the drum to catch before it starts flowing back into the rear end, and then that helps sling it around. Then it's gonna drip down and everything. And oh yeah, I think I remember this from last time. It's a slight crack in that hub or cover, but it doesn't leak. Yeah, I can feel the dent on the other side. That's from the top link up here. Someone will put too long of a pin right here. They don't have it latched good. When it's not on the 3-point hitch, it comes flying down and smacks that cover. All right, let's see. Now we just need to, there's a snap ring in there. And oh, the PTO is latched back in brake position. That's gonna keep stuff from turning very easy. I could probably try to get the camera a little closer. And eventually we will see a snap ring in one of those slots as we turn the PTO clutch. I said, move the lever too far ahead, then it's trying to engage the PTO. You should be able to see the two snap ring eyes right in there. You want to squeeze that snap ring down and then pull it towards the back of the tractor and get it out of the groove. That's what holds this drum. You'd think this outer snap ring would be your thing, but it's not. There. Was this the bigger pair? Yeah. I guess the bigger pair was all right. Yeah, you get it out there where it can, hopefully you're seeing that, but you get it towards the back where it can wiggle. And it's free. And you're good. Because what it is that bearing behind there is being held by that, and when we pull this out, that bearing's going to come out of there. So it could be a little bit of a tough go. Put the gloves back on. That's another reason I have the crowbar here. Sometimes it needs just a little persuasion to get it to come. Don't want to go crazy. Oh, this one's going to be easy. Just like that. All right, ultimate test. Did I leave myself enough room? You don't technically have to take it all the way out. It's going under the table. It's a good thing I got it over just a little bit though. You just need to get it back where it's past the 3-speed, 2-speed, whatever's in there. That's not too bad. And then, you know, if you have to do your PTO, I gotta say this is probably one of the easiest PTO clutches to work on. It's all right there. All right, let's go back up front and get stuff finished up there. That's better. There are fittings right behind the radiator. You could take this loop off. This loop comes, it's a hydraulic cooler. It comes from the steering. Since it's open center, there's always about between 3 and 5 gallons per minute going through it. And then it goes back to the reservoir. So that's the downside of opening up these lines, is that oil will want to start coming out of the reservoir through the line. So you want to either have a cap, or I usually just leave them on and do my best to work around it. Taking out radiator bolts now. And then after that, it's engine bolts, and I think it will be ready to come out. A lot of times, if they have a good lock washer, you can get the bolt to break loose without having to put a bolt under, or a wrench underneath, but eventually you're gonna need it. Well, I just heard the magic sound of the nut. I see the lock washer. Well, my battery ran down. I've got the motor mount bolts out. Let's do a quick walk around because I think she's ready to come out. Make sure there ain't any. I'm gonna take the radiator up. We used to do this all the time at the dealership. Get the fan blades at like 10 and 2. And the hoses will keep it in place, and I've got almost all the coolant out. Saves a step, saves some mess. Let's see, wiring harness disconnected on this side. And let's go around the other side. Engine bolts, battery, throttle. Oop, fuel shut off. I gotta get that yet. Guess I need to watch the screen. Exposure is everything. It's just a nice day out, so I've got working with the door open. Just checking things, making sure nothing's hung up or that I didn't miss anything. We're gonna spin her this way, and then I can use one of the other chain falls to support the front of the engine. So this doesn't wanna, because once this comes off, the weight's gonna be more forward and we don't want it tipping. I got the the strap around the water pump shaft. For what little that's having to do, just balance it out. It should be all right. Done it that way before. Could possibly slip it under the thermostat housing on the head, or put a bolt in, or all sorts of things. All right, moment of truth. Let's open this baby up. My money is on one of those studs that the adjusting nut screw onto broke again. Let's find out. I almost forgot the cooler lines. It's 5/8 heater hose, so I just take a 5/8 bolt and stick in them. It doesn't seem to matter what you do. I mean, I've got the block drain, but this part can't get its way back into the block, so there's gonna be coolant. So about the best you can do is be quick and shove a bolt in it. Oh, I'm a little high. There we go. Right about there. Separate, darn you. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's it. Oh, well, we meant for that to come off. There's the remains of the nut and the broken stud. Well, this kind of comes back to me again. There's the broken stud. When I put this on there, it was a brand new clutch cover I'd gotten, and there was a tack weld on here, and it needed adjusted, and so I just worked at it to break the weld, and I should have ground the weld off because I think I stressed the bolts by doing that. This is what happened last time, and when Alan took it to the clutch shop, I told him to tell him to replace all 3 of these studs because they've probably all been stressed. He says he did. I don't know. And he might have told them and they didn't. Like you say, they obviously replaced the broken one. But shoot. Let's get her off from there. I like working on stuff. I don't like repeat working on stuff. It happens. I don't know what Alan could be doing wrong that would make it do that. If he was slipping the clutch, that'd be hard on the disc, but now I don't see where it would, that stud. And maybe I should just take it in. Maybe I should try to find a different cover. I mean, there's a lot of maybes. Well, that side of the clutch disc looks good, and that side of the clutch disc looks good. Feels like there's a little more of a ledge on one side than the other. Ah, son of a... Maybe I will take it to the clutch shop. Or find another one that might have been stretched And eventually, maybe it came loose. Let's see which side's worn more. This is the broken one. So that one, that was what was holding it when I pushed the fingers. As you can see, you push these fingers down, they pivot on that pin that's broken, and pull the pressure plate away from the disc, take the pressure off from it. So this one was doing nothing, that's why the tractor wouldn't stop. We're gonna take apart Alan's clutch here. It's an episode of What Have I Got to Lose? I'm gonna press it down, get the pressure off, hopefully. And I guess I should lock the press in. There, the other two have let off. I'm sure there's some clutch guy out there that's probably having a kitten right now as to what I'm doing. And maybe you won't see this video because it kills me. Oh man, they staked that nut so good, I can't get a socket on it. A fresh clutch cover sound better all the time, but then I guess I got nothing to lose by doing this. I'm already relegated to that. That back one was going easy enough. Now it's getting loose or tougher. I don't have new nuts, so definitely, if I end up reusing this, find some new nuts. We don't need to stress things. I should probably also keep my fingers out of places that they could get hurt. Let go. There she goes. Okay, well, I guess 2 down since one started broken. I should have thought to order nuts when I bought the studs. And I guess it'll be good to double check that the studs that I got match up to what was in there. And I didn't screw that up. Don't try this at home. That's just something falling off the press. Yeah, everybody's fine so far. If nothing else, everybody will get a better look at what's inside a Oliver clutch, which Oliver didn't make their clutches. All right, let me stand back here and slowly let the pressure off. There it is. It's harmless. Now I'm the one that's in danger. Wait, I was always the one in danger. All right, let's get this back to a workbench and look at it. Okay, I just thought of something before I take it to the bench. I'm gonna mark it with a Sharpie that doesn't like to mark. Call that one number 1. And this one number 2. For balancing purposes, try to keep everything lined up to where it was before. Right, carefully. It's a Borg and Beck clutch. You can tell because the word Borg and Beck is cast right into the pressure plate. Now this should just be a matter of doing things and then doing other things. Let's see if that was like that. Yeah, I could get a book out. Okay, that clip obviously retains it. What do I do to get that clip out? Do I have to open a book? By golly. Once again, some clutch guys out there. Do this, do this. And if only I could hear you. For something so loose and simple, it definitely retains it. I bet if I turn that camera off, I'll figure it out. That's the way it usually works. The cool stuff will happen when I'm not recording. Well, sure enough, I turned off the camera, got the needle nose, and was able to finagle stuff in just the right way to get that to come out. Now, are these the same size? They sure look it. No, they're not the same. These replacement ones are actually a little bit heavier than what I got. Or the ones that came out. That's definitely thicker. Whale biscuits. I think I'll just order another cover. I think there's lots of life left in that friction plate, disc, whatever you want to call it, and be done with it. So, well, but now you see kind of how things work. It's actually kind of simple. Anyways, one more time. That's it for this video. I appreciate everybody watching, and eventually we'll be putting her back together. We'll see you in the next one.